Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails from Zero Part 33. In the previous video, we went over to Arkansas and talked to Heiyue and what's her name? The other girl? I mean it's spelled Rixia, but I can't remember how they were saying it. This is the start of a new recording session. I only recorded those like 2 videos last time or yesterday. Basically just kind of cut the recording session early because I wasn't feeling it, I guess. I don't know. I feel like the commentary was like really bad in the last 2 episodes. Like I just wasn't like saying anything at all. So decided we'd take pretty much the day off and come back refreshed. So we are kind of entered into a new section of the chapter, which means everyone's dialogues have refreshed. I went around the city a little bit and talked to people this morning since I just had a little time to kill before I could start recording. Trying to think, we did learn, the main important thing we learned is, there was a couple, like, lines of dialogue talking about, trucks that had crashed over the border going to Calvert. Apparently that is actually, Revanche trucks being attacked by Heiyue, and that's been going on for, the past couple of weeks. We talked to someone in the weapon shop. There were some detectives there, and they kind of spilled the beans on it. Now, we haven't gone to the Bracer Guild yet. Usually you guys have like a, something interesting going on. The criminal organization entrenched deep within the foundation of Crossbell. Committing a crime is as commonplace as tying your shoes for them. We can't touch them, though. They've got their hands deep in the pockets of the men who run this corrupt state. The best we could do is give them a hard pounding if they lay their hands on the citizens. Right, I think if the guild has the upper hand when it comes to responding to mafia bothering citizens. Yeah, those Bracers already clean up house by the time we manage to get there. You got that right, honey. A little more ingenuity would go a long way to help both of our organizations. Anybody up here? Now, we did see, I did pop over to the medical call. Oh, we're on the phone. Marius was talking through an old-looking international communication device. It's been some time, Your Highness. Yes, right. I understand. That does seem like it poses a problem. Understood. I'll visit you as soon as I can. I'm in the middle of an important task right now. Is he speaking with royalty right now? I thought I heard him say Your Highness. Do you think he's speaking to the Prince of Remiferia? That makes sense. You know, we know he was, he did something important over there. But yeah, I went over to the medical college. So we did talk to Lynn and Aeolia over there. They're not really up to much. Aeolia tried to molest Tio again. That was pretty much it. Trying to think. There was some other place I wanted to check out. Oh, yeah, the library. There's either some... I don't know if the books are new, but there are some books that apparently I missed that seem like they might be interesting to read, so we're gonna do that. So strap yourselves in for story time and/or skip 10 minutes ahead in the video if you don't give a shit. Which is, I understand. Deadline for my thesis draws near. I'm gonna have to repeat the year if I don't pick up the pace. First things first, I gotta ask the director to let me search for something in the archive rooms downstairs. There's a whole slew of information that I don't understand with the material I've got on me. Been there, done that. Lip Smacker Quarterly, absolutely. Although we publish quarterly in limited print runs, we have reached our 10th anniversary thanks to all of our subscribers. Now then, this special edition is about a simple dessert. We present to you this homemade egg pudding, a recipe, a dish people of all ages can enjoy. Please enjoy making it with your family. The recipe follows on the next page. You know, you put some honey and eggs together. Oh, we learned how to make food. You seem like you know how to make some pudding, right? Okay, well, that was fucking hella wrong. I mean, she seems the most happy about it, but also she made something inedible. Tio, come on. There we go. Tio's our girl. And what is it? What do these do? And we got some dark liquid. Hell yeah. That's pretty good, actually. I mean, 50% evasion is not nothing. I mean, art defense as well. And what did she make? She made deep yellow. Okay, so you get a better heal, but less stats. There was another, something that seemed, we already read this, right? Yeah, we read that one. Didn't we read the first one of these? Yeah, about fucking Ron. What an asshole. Oh, part 2. The girl Anna guided an excited Mark to the house where she lived. It was along a path he had explored many times before while lost. He could not help but wonder why he hadn't been able to find the now obvious building. It's usually hidden with magic, Anna said this matter-of-factly. She treated him to some soup. Oh no, what's in the soup? It's Ron! Ron's in the soup! Mark ignored the statement and looked around restlessly. In a brilliant crystal ball flashed images of the children in Mark's village. Bookshelves held books with titles written in languages he had never seen. Inside a cauldron bubbled a mysterious liquid. It truly was a hut fit for a witch, just like his father's story. Hey Anna, do you know my father? The witch girl nodded in response. 10 years ago, your father saved me from a monster's attack. After I treated him to some soup, as thanks, he mentioned you who had just been born. Mark knew something was out of place. She talked about something from so long ago, he concluded that perhaps witches don't age? Thinking she might understand, since it seemed she knew his story, Mark asked to prove that his father was not a liar if she could come and stand before Ron. Anna shook her head and said, I have been feared and shunned for a long time. No, I do not want to be seen in public. Her voice was distant and lonely. Mark wondered if this was the reason she lived alone. Mark abandoned the idea of bringing her to the village. Anna seemed disappointed. She thought he would be more persistent. Well, if you wanted to go to the village, you should have said, yeah, I'll go to the village. I will not be able to stun Ron, but at least I can see myself that my father's story was true. Anna gave Mark the directions to return to his village, and he promised to visit again. He started on his way, unintentionally skipping in excitement. When he arrived back at the village, he noticed that many townsfolk were walking about, even though it was still late at night. Mark went pale when he realized they were looking for him. Afraid of being found, he hid in the overgrown grass. Hey, did you find anything? No, not over here. Mark continued to deliberate over how he would apologize for worrying the villagers when he overheard, Where have Mark and Ron gone? Ron? Mark didn't expect to hear an additional name, so without thinking, revealed himself. The villagers were startled, then relieved. They scolded him for having gone missing. Once they learned Mark had definitely returned alone, their worried expressions returned. What in the world happened? Mark asked. The adults exchanged glances and answered. It seems Ron also entered the forest alone. Dude, he was in the soup after all. Oh my god. I said that as a joke. Long ago, in an era when mankind was divided by conflict into West, oh my god, West and East. I wanted to say East and West because I feel like that's usually how you say it. You don't really hear West and East all that often. At least in the West, I feel like you usually hear East and West, but whatever. Into West and East, there lived a very kind girl in a certain town. The girl eagerly treated those wounded in battle or ravaged by disease, gaining the admiration of everyone in town, except for the ruling lord, who cared little for the girl who nursed enemy mercenaries back to health. One day, the lord summoned a guardian knight. Have that pesky maiden slaughtered, the lord had enough. He wanted the girl to be eliminated. The girl lived alone in a house on the cliff above the sea. The guardian knight headed toward the house to carry out the deed. No one would suspect a thing. He hid in the forest near the house and waited. That night, the girl emerged from the house to draw water from the well. As the knight had left his hiding spot, he heard a howl. A white wolf had appeared before him. The white wolf stared at the knight with red eyes. It was as if he was there to protect the girl. The knight promptly tried to escape, but his feet slipped and then he tumbled down the cliff. When he came to, he found himself on a simple bed. Idly looking around, he saw the girl standing there in the kitchen. Noticing the bandages carefully wrapped around his body, he realized that the girl had saved him. I'm relieved you woke up, as the knight was treated to warm soup. Oh no, it's more soup! He felt sorry for the girl. He told her his lord commanded him to kill her. The girl was a little surprised when she heard that, but soon smiled as though unfazed. Even still, I cannot just look away when a life granted by the goddess is in danger. Knight was moved by these words. For her to have been so kind towards someone who might have slaughtered her, she must have been a daughter of the goddess. And he would have done it if it were not for that white wolf. The thought brought a chill down his spine. The white wolf must be a servant of the goddess, ordered to protect her daughter. A few days later, when his body was fully healed, he thanked the girl, and it was now time to go back. He began to consider how he might convince his lord to change his mind. The girl joined him on his way to town to check up on her other patients. The knight pondered more. He asked the opinion of the girl. She did not seem to care about being disliked by people. As they approached the town, they noticed the town was dyed red like a sunset. It was still noon. Finding it strange, the girl and knight ventured forth to find out what happened. What they found was frightening. The town was red not by sunset, but by the flames of war. I think is that it? I just noticed there were like those 2 books that seemed kind of interesting. Because I knew we had read the first one. We already read this one, right? Yeah. But yeah, that's story time. Hey, it took a little less than 10 minutes actually. But we're 10 minutes into the video, so where are we supposed to be going actually, now that I think about it? What are we doing? Grimwood, okay. Yeah, we're gonna ask him about the Mafia. Are you just over here? No. Yeah, you're down. Well, we didn't... I talked to you off screen. You basically just said that, like, oh, my husband he's such a great dude. Wow, look at him. He's so generous. What a relief. Sales have been holding steady there. Whatever will I do with him? I found that aspect of him charming, to be honest. Was it after you talked to him again? Yeah, they're going to Santa Ursula. But yeah, we went over, popped over, talked to him. He didn't really say much. Basically just like, oh, I'm such a good fucking dude. I'm giving all these supplies to the college. Ah, fuck off, dude. I know you got a guilty conscience. Trying to think if there's anything else we need to do real quick. I don't think so. Can't you see I'm busy, you know, not actually reading these books? I'm just kind of staring at them. It's one of my pastimes.
久しぶりだね。話はいろいろ聞いているが、頑張っているようじゃないか。
All of them are positive? Well, I don't think I've ever heard that before.
相変わらずお忙しくしてらっしゃるみたいですね。
もう慣れっこだよ。それはそうと、どうかしたのかね。何やら相談事があるような顔つきを。
Yeah, no, just mob violence. Not like a big deal or nothing.
驚きました。
やっぱわかるもんすかね。
まあ、そういった依頼人をそれこそ山ほど見ているからね。仕事も一区切りついたところだし、相談くらいには乗れると思うよ。
先生、ありがとうございます。
それではお言葉に甘えさせていただきます。
Now, we're not being charged for this, right?
なるほど。アルカンシェルに脅迫状が。
We're gonna end this and we're gonna get a bill for 100,000 Mira.
そして銀という差出人とルバーチェとの関係か。
I guess we could just build a police department, so we wouldn't have to pay for it out of pocket.
何か心当たりでも？
いや、あいにくそれらを結びつける情報は知らないが、銀という名前ならば心当たりがないわけではない。
本当ですか？
ああ、同じ人物を指しているかどうかはわからないが、それでも構わないかね。
Nah, we're just gonna leave.
ええ、もちろんです。今は少しでも手がかりが欲しいところですから。
前に出張で共和国に行った時なんだが、奇妙な都市伝説を現地の人に聞かされてね。インと呼ばれている伝説の教主がいるらしいんだ。
Now, just for the audience at home, what's that word mean?
いわゆる東方読みですね。その教主と。
Yeah, thank you, Tio. Thank you.
確か資格とか暗殺。
Oh, okay. So that's the assassin that the dude was scared of. Is that the man in black?
主に東の方で使われてる呼び方らしいが。
よく知っているね。まあ、優秀な傭兵のことをイエーガーと呼ぶのと似たような習わしなんだろ
う。しかし、その都市伝説というのは？
ああ、どうやら本当に実在しているのかどうかわからないらしくてね。噂では仮面と国威で身を包み、決して素顔を見せないという。
What an edgelord.
影のように現れ、影のように消え、狙った獲物は絶対に逃さない。そんな亡霊のような存在として噂されているみたいだね。
亡霊？ずいぶん高等無形な話だな。
なるほど。だから都市伝説ですか。ですが、その伝説の資格がどうしてイリアさんに脅迫状を？
Yeah, I don't really know what their in game there is. Like what Heiyue benefits from shutting down the Arc and CL. Because it's not like Revanche is actually involved with them, even though they would like to be.
そうね。すぐには繋がらないけれど。もしかして、ヘイユへ？
ああ、俺もそれは思った。
確かにヘイユエはカルバードの東方人外に伝説の教師と何らかの関係があっても不思議ではないが。
なるほど。あの若頭が反応した理由がなんとなく見えてきたな。ルバーチェとヘイユエは現在この町で対立している。そのヘイユエとインってのが結びついているとしたら、
ルバーチェと無関係でありながら彼らが強く意識している存在。ロイドさんの推測を裏付けることにはなりそうですね。
But one second, what would that line say? Despite not being directly tied to it, they would highly like. Okay, okay. I kind of spaced out for a second. I love message logs, man. They're such a nice feature. Everything should have them.
しかし、そのインがどうしてアルカンシェルの大スター、イリア・プラティエを脅すのかね。
That's the million mirror question.
それは確かにそうですね。
リリアさんとルバーチェの会長が酒の席でトラブルを起こした件、それが関係している可能性は？どうやら大した話ではなかったみたいだし。
Yeah, and I mean, if they wanted to deal with her, they wouldn't be using a legendary assassin.
ルバーチェの対立相手が彼女を脅す理由にはならないわ。
I'm pretty sure they could have just waltzed on in there and no one would stop them if they really wanted to.
となると、脅迫状のインってのは全くの別人って考えた方がいいのかね。
いや、これだけ符号が揃ってるんだ。全く関係がないと切り捨てるのは早計だろう。なあ、みんな、さっきの今でなんだけど、一度ヘイユーも訪ねてみないか。
Now, I know you probably just mean going to the Harbor District, but can we go on a field trip to Calvert? That'd be fun.
おいおい、またしてもいきなりだな。
考えてもみてくれ。あのルバーチェに警戒されているほどの勢力だ。そんな相手がこの町に進出して裏社会の覇権を奪おうとしている。場合によってはルバーチェより危険な組織かもしれない。
Very possible.
それはなるほど。これを機会に確かめるわけですね。
しかし、いきなり訪ねても大丈夫かよ。
We'll be fine.
どんだけ危険な相手だか、こっちには情報もねえんだろ。
ヘイユエ貿易公使の支社長だが、実はこの前会ったばかりでね。
本当ですか？
クロスベルでの商取引について法的に問題ないか監査を依頼してきたんだ。
I mean, couldn't you have told him to fuck off?
違法なところはなかったから結局引き受けることになったが。
I mean, it sounds like there was some harm. You gave them the legal assurance. I mean, I guess they could have just gotten any other lawyer to do it, so it didn't really matter, but...
その時にその支社長があったんだ。
そうだったんですか。
そのどういった人物でしたか？
一言で言うと切れ者だね。まだ若いのにひょうひょうとした言動で相手を絡め取っていくというか、とにかく一筋縄ではいかない頭脳の持ち主だと感じさせられたよ。
頭脳派ですか？
なかなか厄介そうな相手だな。そんな切れ者にわざわざ面会を申し込むのか。
I mean, maybe he'll humor us. He might.
ああ、せっかく口実もあることだしね。どうかな。
面白そうじゃねえか。
私も少し興味があります。私もルバーチェについてはある程度は知識があるけど、 ヘイユエはほとんど知らないから、確かにいい機会かもしれないわ。
決まりだな。イアン先生、どうもありがとうございました。これでなんとか捜査を続けることができそうです。
そうか。そうしていると少しガイ君のことを思い出すな。
Man, that's some high praise for old Lloyd there.
相手は一応まっとうな貿易会社を装ってはいる。その意味で尋ねるだけであればそこまで危険はないだろうな。だが彼らの本体は巨大な勢力を誇る犯罪組織だ。くれぐれも気をつけたまえ。
はい。
ご忠告感謝します。
All right, we'll go head to the heart. Whoa, where you come from, child? If I remember correctly, Heiyue's Crossbell branch manager is named. So is it actually? It's you say that like Sal, right? Like Sal Lee. I think is how you actually pronounce that. That maybe. I don't think you say Cal. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced a little bit differently, or like not a little bit, like very differently. And considering that behind the facade of trade hides an enormous crime syndicate, I recommend you all be extremely careful. But yeah, we actually heard that the leader's name from, or the branch manager, we heard that in the, warehouse, not the warehouse district, what's it called? Downtown district, off screen. I went around and popped and talked to, Wazi and Wald. I think Wazi mentions it, or someone else.
ヘイユへ貿易講師に行こうか。確か港湾区にあるはずだけど。
場所的には港湾区の北東の外れですね。川辺に面しているみたいです。
ああ、あの赤っぽい東方風の建物だよな。
あの周辺は IBC やクロスベルタイムズがあるくらいまあいいわ。とにかく行ってみましょう。
Alrighty. It's, probably the quickest way is just cut across. Well, we haven't used our fast travel yet at all. It's pretty fast, dude. It's pretty fast. We should probably use that more often. We also should have saved before we went in here, but just in case there's a very mean battle or something. A sign is affixed to the locked door. If you have a business with us, please knock. Yeah, that's not shady.
ここか。
どうするの？
Just the building being locked to the public. Well, actually, let's leave him alone because I want to save. Just in case.
どうするの？
すみません。いらっしゃいますか？
どちら様でしょうか。
You know, just normal people wanting to talk.
クロスベル警察特務支援課に所属するものです。とある事件に関してこちらの支社長さんの話を聞かせていただければと思いまして。
少々お待ちください。
さてと。
鬼が出るか蛇が出るか。
扉が開いてみてのお楽しみですね。
お待たせしました。支社長が会われるそうです。
どうも。
All right, so let's go meet this branch manager. Door is firmly shut. I'm probably just making you wait. We just have to clean up all the blood.
いやー、よくいらっしゃいましたね。
Finally visit, eh?
はじめまして。クロスベル警察特務支援課のロイド・バニングスと言います。
Is this dude in the opening?
こちらこそ。
I think he's in the anime opening, right? He looks kind of familiar. And it's only been a few days since, you know, the first video only went up a couple days ago. I think part 4 goes up today, just to give you an idea of the backlog.
ヘイユへ貿易講師。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's featured in the opening as
ザ
well.
オリーと言います。
How did you say it? You said, I think you said it the way I think you say it.
ヘイユエ貿易講師クロスベル支社を任されているサオリーという
Yeah, Sal.
ロイドさんにエリーさん
I mean, I've played a little bit of Dynasty Warriors in my
ミオさ
day.
んでよろしかったですか？
どうして私たちの名前まで。
I mean, he's a well-connected individual.
種を明かしますとクロスベルタイムズを愛読していまして
Well, I mean, the Crossbow Times have never actually mentioned our names.
あなた方の記事を読んでファンになってしまったんです。それで失礼ながらいろいろつてを使ってお名前を調べさせてもらったんですよ。
Yeah. All right. That's a little creepy, but I understand. I mean, you're a criminal linchpin. You got to stay connected.
そうだったんですか。
おいおい、いきなり先制パンチかよ。
その歯の切れ者。納得。
いやー、私としては皆さんにお会いできて光栄なんですが、本日はどのようなご用件で？もしや当社の営業活動に何か問題でもあったのでしょうか？
We were just drawn in by your great background music.
いえ、そういうわけではないんです。実は自分たちは現在アルカンシェルに関係する事件を調べて
Well, it's kind of taking like an ominous tone. This music has got, I mean, this track has got so many different flavors to it.
アルカンシェル。ああ、あの有名な劇団のことですね。いやー、クロスベルに来たからには私も一度は見ておきたいんですが、忙しくてなかなか時間が取れなくて。そういえば今度新作が発表されるそうですね。
ええ。
It was just, this music is so good. I feel like, I mean,
その新作の公演についてちょっとした問題が起き
I
た。
mean, the Trails trilogy had like really good music, but I feel like they've really knocked it out of the park with this game's soundtrack. Like so many of the tracks are just standouts as like really, really good.
その捜査の一環としてこちらに伺わせてもらったんです。
We've probably only heard like a small fraction of the total number of tracks.
わかりました。詳しい話を聞かせていただきましょう。いいんですか。
こちらの貿易会社はカルバード共和国の東方人街に本社が終わりだとか。もしかしたら名前くらいご存知ではないかと思いまして。
なるほど。まるで私どもがその陰なる犯罪者と関わりがあるかのようなおっしゃられようですね。
Oh, we're not implying that you like hired a murderous assassin or nothing. No, we would never come into your place of business and do that.
いえ、とんでもない。正直情報が少なくて、こうして藁にもすがる思いでお尋ねしたというだけなんです。
Yeah, so just like admit you're a criminal and we can all pack this up really easily and move on to the next chapter.
いいでしょう。あくまで一般的な情報ですが、陰についてのもう少し詳しい伝説についてご披露しましょうか。
お願いします。
陰という名前は共和国の東方人外では非常に有名です。仮面と国威で身を包み、素顔を見せない謎の教主。影のように現れ、影のように消え、狙った獲物は決して逃がさない。
Yeah, that's like basically the same thing Grimwood told us but reworded.
そしてここが肝心ですが、どうやら不老不死という話なのです。
Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't be super surprised.
不老不死。
But I mean, it's probably more likely that it's just like one person donning the mask and garb throughout generations, if there actually are stories, you know.
それはどういう？
Because if no one's ever seen their face or heard them, then there's no way to actually know their true identity
どうやら今は
beneath the
100
mask.
年以上前から教師として活動を続けているそうです。100年前といえばカルバード共和国が民主化された直後くらいのことですね。そしてその時の記録を調べると確かに陰の名前が品質するそうです。動乱期の最中、要人を次々と葬った 国威に身を包んだ謎の魔人としてね。
ますますもって高等無形な話ですね。
I think it's getting more believable. You don't know how crazy shit might get, Lloyd. I mean,
やっぱりただの言い伝えで実在はしてないんじゃねえのか。
いいえ、実在しますよ。
何？
東方人街の裏側においては、院はただの伝説ではありません。正体不明ではありますが、条件さえ合えばミラで雇える最高の資格にして暗殺者。
awful familiar,
あ
eh?
らゆる暗器と武術を使いこなす神速の速さを秘めた闇の武術家。そんな存在として認知されています。噂ではとある組織に重宝され、よく仕事を任されているのだとか。
その組織というのは。
ああ、そうそう、その院ですが。
No, I feel like he's like, is the assumption that he's supposed to be implying Heiyue, but honestly, that kind of sounds like you're like a very good fit for Ouroboros.
噂では最近東方人街から姿を消してしまったそうですね。
Because I feel like maybe the way that line is worded, right? That like you're supposed to think he's talking about his own organization, right? But he could actually just be slyly referring to Ouroboros, which, you know, these four characters have no idea about yet, but
なんでもその組織から大きな仕事が入ったらしく。
yeah, he's probably actually just talking about Heiyue, but I mean, a shadowy figure of great power sounds like they could very easily be an enforcer or someone in the league.
とある自治州に向かったのだとか。
あんた
どうしました？その組織が何という名前なのか、その自治州がどこなのかもね。
どうやらあなた方もルバーチェと同じようですね。
たかが地方組織ごときと同じにしないでいただきたい。彼らは彼らでこの得意な町に抜け目なく適応しているだけはある。なかなかに手強く、私も手こずらせてもらっています。
Wah, the other criminals won't let us do crime freely. Wah. That's what you sound like.
おいおい。
ぶっちゃけましたね。
あくまでビジネスの競争相手としての話ですよ。クロスベルは自由な競争が法によって保障されている場所。何か問題でもありますか？
一つ聞かせてください。そのルバージェとの競争の中にアルカンシェルは入っていますか？
ほう。
以前ルバーチェの会長はアルカンシェルに対して帝都工業を持ちかけたそうです。同じようなことをお考えになってらっしゃるとか。
Yeah, they did say they received offers from Calvert as well, right? Or to perform in Calvert?
確かに共和国の方ではそういった動きもあるようですが、あいにく私どもの会社は芸能方面には関わっております。
I mean, it's a pretty big money industry.
私としても不思議なのですよ。
I mean, I guess it's probably a little less big money industry since it's not like just movies and shit. But
どうしてその脅迫状の最後にそんな名前が書かれていたのかがね。
なるほど。いろいろと参考になりました。どうもありがとうございました。
ロイドさん。
おい、いいのかよ。
これ以上ここにいても得られるものはなさそうだ。いろいろと忙しいみたいだし。
and we
そ
learned
ろそろ失礼させてもらう。
about as much as you can expect to learn, really.
お気遣い感謝します。ああ、そう、ロイドさん。
何でしょうか。
Oh, he's gonna drop something on us?
そう怖い顔をしないでください。先ほども言ったように、私があなた方のファンというのは本当のことなんですから。
ね、
今回の一件、なかなかに興味深い。一ファンとしてあなた方がどのように解決してくれるか。
I don't know how I feel about our first fan being a member of a crime syndicate, but you know, we'll take what we get.
楽しみに させていただきますよ。
お疲れ様でした。また何かあればいつでもいらっしゃってくださいとも。
どうもご親切に。ルバーチェに続いてこちらもだったか。
ま、あっちよりははるかに友好的だったが、逆に舐められてたのかもな。
その可能性は否定できないかと。
エリー
Yeah,
ひょっとして
you gonna finally spill the beans, lady?
大丈夫よ。
What's up with
それ
you?
よりもインという凄腕の資格がクロスベルに潜入している。その情報は確かみたいね。
ああ、あの調子だと間違いないだろう。ただあの支社長がアルカンシェリやイリアさんを脅迫したとは。
Yeah, I don't know how, you know, I don't think we have the greatest chances against a legendary assassin.
ああ、そんな感じはしたな。もしそうだったら、そもそもインとの関係をほのめかしたりはしねえだろう。
ということはインという暗殺者が雇い主であるヘイユエに関係なく勝手にやったことなのでしょうか。
That's possible.
そうだとしたら正直手詰まりになりそうだ。
I feel like that makes even less sense, though.
さっきの話が本当ならあの支社長もインの素性を知ってるわけじゃないんだろう。
となると、本人を捕まえるしか聞き出す方法がないってわけか。
そうね。もしそのインという資格がイリアさんを狙っているなら、
Oh, then she's dead, so we can just move on, cancel this
これ
case.
はもう私たちの仕事ではないかもしれない。
I agree with Ellie, as much as it hurts to admit.
どうやら相当な凄腕みたいだし、私たちで捕まえられる保証もない。だったら今回は警察本部に任せた方がいいんじゃないかしら。
I mean, to be fair, I don't know if I trust headquarters either.
それは
I mean, you know, there is a certain guild that could probably handle a legendary assassin, but I don't know about the old CPD.
また旧市街の時のように知らぬ顔をされるのでは。アルカンシェルやイリア・プラティエという存在はクロスベル氏にとって非常に重要よ。その身に危険が迫っているなら警察本部だって絶対に動くはず。それこそ警察の威信にかけてもね。
その通りだ。
あなたは
Who are you?
捜査一課の。
一家のダドリーだ。
Oh yeah, you're the good dude we saw in at Grimwood back in the beginning of the game.
来い。
え？
こんな場所で悠長に話をするバカがどこにいる？
Are you trying to imply something with that statement?
いいからついてこい。
わかりました。
おいおい、なんだってんだ。
Yeah, what's with the dude, pal?
お前たちはアホか。
I mean, a little bit. You gotta be a little, you know, healthily insane to do the stuff we do.
何のつもりかは知らんが、のこのこと乗り込んで挙句の果てにあんな場所で悠長に相談事をするとはな。
Like, 12 people live in this city. We're fine.
確かに少々配慮が足りませんでした。
で、
でとは
アルカンシェルがどうとか口走っていただろう。それとお前たちがヘイユエを訪れたことに何の関係があるか洗いざらい話せと言っている。
Or else what?
おいおい、いきなり何言ってんだ。
唐突に現れた割にはずうずうしい要求ですね。
ずうずうしいのはどちらだ。我々一家は一月以上前からヘイユエをマークしている。
I mean, don't brag about letting a criminal syndicate set up on your borders of your city when you've already got another criminal syndicate operating in the city, basically doing whatever the hell they want.
いきなり何の断りもなく割って入ったのはお前たちだぞ。
Yeah, because you're bad at your jobs.
そうなんですか。
もしかして一家の方でもいいを？
その名前を知っていたか。とにかく知っていることを包み隠さず話してもらう。従わなかった場合、こちらの捜査妨害を行ったとしてセルゲイさんに厳重抗議する。
ただし、あくまで支援下で受け
Now, Lloyd, you really can't pause for that long, because, I mean, I even, like, was like, oh, man, there's probably more than a line of dialogue here, but after about a 2-second pause, I'm like, oh, man, okay, never mind, there's nothing there. And then you're gonna start talking? Come on, dude, don't disrespect me like that.
他言は無用にお願いしますよ。
Now, there is a setting, actually, in the options to, have the text, like, auto-advance when dialogue finishes, but the problem with that is, I mean, that would mean I would never have to, like, you know, I would always know when the dialogue is over, but I wouldn't have any chances like this to talk when they're not talking anymore.
それは私が判断する。いいから話せ。これは命令だ。
Because it would just like auto advance without there being like a pause here. Like it wouldn't wait for confirmation.
なるほどな。手がかりがないと思ったが、ようやく尻尾を出したというわけか。
I mean, it's a pretty neat setting because it would kind of let you for these extended dialogue settings, just like, especially if you're playing it on your own time, just kind of sit back and just listen. Like almost treat it like a little, like, you know, I wanted to say movie, but movie is not really the right word because the scenes aren't that long, but you know what I mean, right?
それはインのことですよね。
そうだ。ルバーチェに対抗するため、ヘイユエが切り札として雇ったというある筋から情報を入手して以来、我々一家はヘイユエを監視してきた。だが、まさかお前たちのような子犬どもに首を突っ込まれる隙を作るとはな。
言ってくれるじゃねえか。
ですが、どうしてヘイユエだけ監視を？ルバーチェの方は放置しているようですが。
何を言っている？
We're implying that you're bad at your
ル
jobs.
バーチェについても大体の動きは把握しているぞ。旧市街の一件や軍用犬の使用。
Well, yeah, everyone is. It was in the fucking news.
お前たちが関わった一連の事件もある程度のことは事前に掴んでいた。
Don't act like you're impressive because you read the fucking newspaper.
だったらどうして？
あの程度で動いていてはキリがないというだけだ。
So we just do nothing instead.
殺人が起こったわけでもなし、ただの小さないざこざに過ぎん。
Yeah, they only sent several people to the hospital.
どうして他の重要案件を後回しにして限りある人員を割かなくてはならん。
I mean, it was bad enough that the army basically had to get deployed for a period of time, but you know, it's not like a big deal to the first division.
そうは言っても。
我々捜査一課はお前たちのようなボンクラとは違う。この正義が守りきれない街で一定以上の秩序を保ち続けること、殺人などの重犯罪を抑止し、犯罪組織や外国の情報機関から
And I'm not saying it's an easy job, but at the same time, y'all don't seem to be doing shit.
その苦労がお前たちにわかるのか？
やはりそうなんですね。クロスベルの平和と繁栄は薄皮一枚の上に成り立っている。
市民の大半はその事実に気づいていないがな。ルバーチが帝国派議員と結びついている話は有名だが、あのヘイユエにしたところで共和国派議員と関係を深めている。その時点で直接手を出すのはどちらも不可能になってしまっている。それだけではない。スパイを取り締まれる法律がないから。
I mean, that seems like that could be a problem, but I mean, I guess if the diet doesn't have any, like, there's no reason for them to outlaw espionage, right? They have an active interest to do whatever the foreign governments want them to do.
そんな。
信じられません。
なんつうか末期状態かもしれねえな。
だがそんな絶望的な状況でも全ての案件の危険度を査定し、たとえ根本的に解決できなくても
院の問題もその一環に過ぎん。アルカンシェルの一件についてはこちらの目が行き届いていなかった。情報提供に感謝する。あとは一家が引き継ぐから、お前たちは通常業務に戻るがいい。
Nah, we're good. We're just gonna keep investigating. That's cool with you? Alright, cool, good. Break, see you later.
おいおい、なんでそうなる？
どうやら状況を判断する限り、院が実在するのは確かだろう。
If by assessing the situation, I mean, like, we just confirmed that he's not. Well, granted, that dude could have been lying to us. We can't 100% take his word as law, but he, you know.
ヘイユへの動向にも気を配りつつ、姿なき謎の暗殺者の手からイリア・プラティエを守りきる。そんな真似がお前たちにできるのか？
I mean, not necessarily, but I'm not confident you can handle it either, so.
人手がなければ難しいかもしれませんね。
アルカンシェルへの連絡だけはせめてお前たちに任せてやる。脅迫事件の対策が捜査一課に引き継がれること。
Oh yeah, we'll totally tell them
き
that.
ちんと説明しておけよ。
くそ、言うだけ言ってとっとと行きやがったな。
Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. Bye, guys.